This is Quechee Gorge. I'm videoing it through the fence. It's absolutely lovely. It's really far down, and we're gonna go look at it on the other side as well. We're way up on this pedestrian bridge. You park over there, and we're gonna look at it on both sides. I'm sure there's a way to hike down there, but you know, if we could hike down there, we'd still be on the trail. This is a view from the other side. It seems a little tamer. The water's not running quite as hard. It sure is pretty though. There are holes in the screen, so now I can take this picture. Rich is losing his mind. He's sure I'm going to drop the phone. So here we are at Sebago State Park. We got a site with power so we could charge the battery in the Prius. Got all set up. We look a little out of place with all these other big rigs, but you know, it is what it is. Me and my thermarest mattress has done so well, and tonight when I blew it up, there's like some of the cells are starting to come apart and it looks like a tumor. So if we were still on trail, that would be a lot bigger issue than it is right now. We're gonna go for a walk. We're right near the lake and we might see a sunset. This is the beach at Sebago Lake at Witch Cove. It's a huge lake, and I was reading on the internet that the waves can get pretty crazy, and obviously they are. There's a wind coming in right off the water. Little island out there. I think we might be able to see the sunset if we go walk around the edge of the coastline. So I think we're going to do that. But it's beautiful. Never knew any of this was here in Maine. It's just gorgeous, and this is their high season, but it's a very big campground. This is one of the 2 camping sites for tents and RVs. Well, we came around to where we thought we could see the sunset. This is just absolutely gorgeous. I guess the lake just wraps all the way around. This is just kind of like, this must be Witch's Cove right here, but it's beautiful. We never knew any of this was up here. That's just, you know, we're trying to make lemonade out of lemons. We're going to enjoy what we can. We are at the very end of Boothbay, and it is beautiful. We just stopped for a second at a scenic turnout to look at this gorgeous bridge and the Penobscot Narrows Observatory. We are heading to Lamoine, I think it's pronounced, State Park to see if they have a walk-up. Fingers crossed. This is an overlook in Acadia National Park. It's kind of hazy, but it sure is beautiful. I think that's looking back at Lamoine, where we are spending the night tonight. This is the parking to go down, I guess, to Sand Beach. We're both like getting tight chests because after you've been in the woods as long as we are, this is not something you want to do. The nice lady at the gate gave us a complimentary pass because we left our senior National Parks pass at home. We may just drive down here and look around. I mean, Acadia is supposed to be really cool, but we were not prepared for this. That's the beach that we couldn't get to. You can see them off in the distance, but we came down a little walk down. There was a parking lot, and this place is gorgeous. We are coming back from Bahaba, and it's just beautiful the way the clouds are just hugging all those little islands out there. Such a gorgeous place. Sorry for the traffic noise. It sure is pretty. We're down on the beach at Lamoine, and it is gorgeous. Those are some swim docks out there, and a lot of boats in the harbor. I think off that way is Acadia, over that direction. And I mean, if you can reserve, of course, obviously we were last minute Lucy's, but there's campsites just right here, right overlooking the water. And they're, even for out-of-state residents, they're not that expensive. So we're just going to enjoy the sunset. This is the Reversing Falls. We came to Cobscook State Park, and we're trying to find out if we can get a campsite, but she gave us the map to come over here. And Cobscook is Passamaquoddy for boiling water, I think it is. This tide switches like 20, it reverses, and it's a 24-foot tide. Low tide was at 6:30 this morning, so it's starting to come back in. I have no idea how long it takes 24 feet of water to come in, but this is super cool. We wandered down on these rocks, so we're a little closer. It's very cool. There was a boat over there, but he decided to turn around, so I don't know how narrow it is or how shallow. This is our campsite at Cobscook State Park. We got really lucky. This is a walk-up site, so the only way you can get it is by walking up at 1 o'clock, but if the people who had it booked already stayed an extra day, it wouldn't be available. It's number 96 if anyone cares. It's got a shelter. Probably not going to use it, but it has a shelter. And then 2 picnic tables. And of course, this amazing view. This is where the tent's going. Looks like there's a little path down there. It's a little steep. Unfortunately, I think we're not going to get to see the sunset because the sun's too far. But this sure is beautiful. And we're going to go to another state park called Quoddy Head and go hike a trail and just enjoy this beautiful weather in Maine. This is Quoddy Head State Park, and this is the lighthouse, and it is the easternmost lighthouse in the continental United States. West Quoddy Head Light Station. Weather is perfect. Wish we were hiking. We're going to take some little trails here. Nothing AT worthy, but I thought we'd come out here and take a look. There's a light. It's pretty spectacular.
You have the marker here saying it's the easternmost point.
Yeah, that's very cool. Thank you.
That's how you pronounce things in Canada.
Yeah. Seriously, that guy laying at the base of the lighthouse. I didn't mean to video, but come on, dude. We are on a high bluff. When I say high bluff, I'm not kidding. This is really pretty, isn't it?
Wow.
That's amazing. We can hear bells off in the distance. I don't know if y'all can, but it's really pretty.
It's the buoys.
We took the loop all the way around, and we've been coming out on these absolutely gorgeous bluffs. It's really, really pretty. You're way up here, so it gives me a little bit of vertigo, I must admit. But it's stunning. That's Lubec, way off over there, and we're thinking about spending the night there tomorrow night. We'll see. But I guess we need to make haste. We were going to go back to Reversing Falls and try to see it at high tide, but I think high tide is now, so we may have messed that up. We'll have to see. If we spend another day, we can take another shot at it tomorrow, I guess. So you come up these stairs, and this is the high point. I don't know that the view's any better. It's just higher. It's gorgeous though. That's the bridge to Canada. Of course it's closed. Our phones think we're already there. Good morning. It's Wednesday the 28th, and it is just about perfect in Cobscook. This is the view from our tent. And we're just going to say that it doesn't stink, that's for sure. It rained a little bit last night because, you know, we can't ever go an entire 24 hours without getting some precip. But as soon as it passed through, it got a little chillier and the air is drier. And I think today is going to be a perfect day. We did a wrap up last night, but honestly, we were both just a little bummed and blue. And we didn't like it. So we're going to try again this morning because we realized there's a lot of stuff that isn't in the video, and we'll explain a little more about where we've been and what we've been doing. So like I said, we decided that our wrap up last night was sort of lame. So we realized we didn't really tell you what happened when we left. So we went to Quechee, and then we left Quechee, and we went through Portland. So we just have to stick this in because we're old and forgetful. When we left Quechee, we went to Sebago and Naples.
Right.
Which was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like we were back in Florida.
Yeah, the Naples, yeah. There was like a big marina, and you had the boats coming in and out, and
it was a full-on 3-ring
Right.
circus because it was it the weekend?
yeah.
Yeah,
There
it was the weekend, and the
a-
weather was perfect.
Yeah, there was lots of people there. We went to a restaurant to get some dinner. We got lucky. We got a seated at the bar. We had to wait for an hour.
Yeah. And Sebago was, I mean, it was big and it was pretty intense.
The lake is huge.
But our site was actually pretty peaceful and quiet. And
Yeah.
then I did do a little videoing there. So we're going to stuff this in here. It's not going to be easy flow. But then because after Sebago, that's when we left and went to Portland. But we had to go back to Sebago because Rich might have ended up with both set of car keys. And I thought I'd left my car keys in the bathroom. So we drove back to Sebago. And then we drove back. So it took us a little minute. So we were kind of driving around in circles for like 2 hours. I don't know.
We've done that a couple times.
It's good. This car gets good gas mileage.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to stick this in here. And then after Sebago is when we go to Portland.
Yeah.
Which sadly we did not realize your book was there. Portland was just kind of meh.
Yeah, Portland was.
Yeah, it was meh. And so then we left Portland and we stayed at a little vintage retro hotel in Rockport called the Starlight. It was cute. We had a good time there. Ate flatbread pizza. And then we left there and headed to Lamoine, which is a state park. We were able to get a campsite there. And on the way in, we went through Boothbay and... Did we go through Bahaba then? I think we did.
Yeah, we did.
We just sort of drove through.
Yeah.
The weather wasn't great, and so we just kind of, there's a few little clips, but not much. When we were in Lamoine, we went over to Acadia, and we did a little bit of filming there.
Man, that place was crowded. Holy cow.
I mean, it's really pretty, but it reminded me of the Grand Canyon. It was a little intense.
Way too many people.
And what was crazy is they've limited the camping to like 50%, but they're letting 8 million people in as day hikers, so there's that. But when we left, we were talking to the guy at Lamoine, and he told us about here, Cobscook, and he also told us about Quoddy. So we were really jacked that we were able to get in here. So
This is a beautiful park.
Right. So this is like what? Like day... I mean, we got off trail on the 23rd.
Yeah, it's day 5.
Yes, this is day 5. And we could have stayed here again tonight, but we kind of feel like there's not quite enough to do. I mean, we kind of be repeating. We thought about going and staying in Lubec. Cool little town, but we would have basically just ended up sitting and staring at the water and drinking beer. So,
Which isn't all bad. But,
well, no, but we think we're going to have to go ahead and migrate. Partly because remember I briefly talked about my Nemo tensor having a tumor in it. Well, the tumor has ruptured, and so my sleeping pad started leaking last night.
we're gonna have to get into a hotel, put it in a bathtub, find a leak, and patch it.
Yeah, because I mean, everywhere we go, all camping and stuff is decimated.
Yeah, right.
I mean, this is season up here, and supply chains are still a little weird, so we haven't been able to really buy anything. But we did buy this Body Buddy pillow because we were going to try to work it out to sleep in the back of the car. Worst case scenario, I'll sleep on that.
I think if we had another one of those Body Buddy pillows, we could sleep in the car pretty easily, and I think we could still probably work it out if we spent a few minutes just fiddling around with our pads and stuff. Well, we got to fix the pad
with
first,
your pad. I mean, again, if we'd had like Annie notice that we were going to have to do all this, we'd be better prepared. We have all kinds of great stuff at home.
Yeah. The car's been great though.
Yeah, thank heaven we have a car. It's so nice when we ask people where things are and they say, "Oh, it's a mile up the road," and we go, "Cool."
Yeah.
But we did. Quoddy is amazing, and the part that we showed you guys yesterday, you didn't even have to pay. We didn't actually go in the park.
No.
Now, Rich said that after just that little hike, his hip was bothering him. So
yeah, that wasn't fun.
We're gonna have to dial back our expectations. I mean, we'd love to go up on top of Big K, but realistically, of course, the weather's gonna go in the toilet when we get there. We have A-Ball 2 lean-to reserved for tomorrow night. So we were going to drive the rest of the way up US 1 and then kind of work our way over.
Right.
And I think we may, why not? We've been rained on the whole time we're out here. What's another night?
Yeah.
And we do at least have a lean-to. So we're probably going to go ahead and keep it, but that's going to really reduce any consideration of trying to go too far up that mountain. And then we're going to work our way back. And Gary Frechette has offered to help us a little bit. And we would like to see, Slow Jam and Crawl, maybe Waymaker and Pino, Johnny Drifter and Gigi. And we'd like to, set up some random trail magic on a weekday when people aren't expecting it. So that's kind of what we have going on. Emotionally, it's been rough.
Yeah, it's been hard, but it's been offset quite a bit by some of the things that we've been able to do over here on the coast. It's been really pretty, and it's kind of taken some of the pain out of getting off the trail, but it's still there. And
y'all's comments are great. And I'm sorry. I mean, it's always so weird. It happened last year, or in March, when Rich's knee got blown up too. Those videos would come out, and to start answering comments and say, "Oh, guess what? We're off trail." It was just weird. And plus, I just needed a minute. So now I'm going to go back, and we've read all your comments, but we're going to reply to the ones that we haven't. And
they're very touching, very inspiring comments.
Yeah.
Very much appreciated.
I mean, I'm not too worried about us being able to finish Virginia. A, it's closer to home. B, it's not, technical crazy. I mean, I know there are some hard parts, but, getting this done up here, we're going to have all of our out-of-warranty parts replaced and just figure it all out. I mean, because my hip is probably not that much farther behind his. So, we don't want to get him fixed and then have my hip take us off.
Yeah, hips go fast when they go.
I tell you what, getting old is just a laugh a minute.
It's a gas.
So anyway, I'm going to do better about filming. Like I said, it just felt kind of weird. I was out of my groove because we weren't on the trail, and I wasn't sharing the trail, and I didn't want to be like, I don't know, whatever. So we'll go ahead and get this uploaded, and we're going to head back into the interior of Maine. Come visit. Maine's beautiful.
Yeah, it's incredible. This northeast coast up here off of Highway 1, these little towns and stuff, it's just really amazing. I had no idea half the stuff was up here. It's beautiful. Really, really pretty stuff.
And we've both eaten lobster rolls.
Yeah.
So, that was a first for me. I'd never had a lobster roll. But
there's going to be the whole transition from eating like a trash pan to eating like a normal person again. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, unless we want to, gain 8,000 pounds. So anyway, that's all we got. Thanks for hanging in.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.